You want my story? All right, sit down, but it's not a happy one. Not at first. My name's Wei Chen, 68 years old, sitting in my little shop in Oakland, California, May 2025, with a limp that's been with me half my life and a heart that's carried more pain than most. I'm Chinese, born in Guangzhou, 1957, came to America in '85, chasing a dream of a better life. But dreams don't come easy when you're a stranger. And in '88, a group of black kids beat me so bad I thought I'd die. Left me hobbled, legs shattered, because I was just a chink in their eyes. I walked crooked for decades, still do. But I built this store, Chen's Market, from nothing. You want to know how I got here? How I kept going after losing so much? It's a story of blood, shame, and clawing my way back. This is my truth, raw as it gets, so listen close. I grew up in Guangzhou, a crowded city, my parents running a noodle stall, me and my sister May helping after school. Life was hard, money tight, government watching, but it was home. I'd fix bikes for extra cash, dreaming of a place where work meant something. In '84, my cousin Liang got me a visa to America. Said Oakland's got jobs, opportunity. I was 27, full of hope. Packed a bag, hugged mama goodbye, and flew to California, landing in January '85 with $500 and a cot in Liang's apartment in East Oakland. A rough spot. Gangs, drugs, streets that chewed you up. I didn't know then that being Chinese would make me a target, that hate was waiting to break me. East Oakland was a jungle. Black, Latino, some Asians, all scrapping for a piece of nothing. Liang had a laundry, let me sleep in his back room, said, "Work hard, Wei, you'll make it." I got a job at a corner store on International Boulevard, stocking shelves, cleaning floors, $4 an hour. First week, I felt it. Black customers stare, say, "You speak English, chink?" I'd nod, my accent thick, say, "Yes, sir," and they'd laugh like I was a joke. White customers were worse. Clutched wallets, said, "Don't touch my change." One guy, white 50s, snapped, "Go back to China," when I miscounted a nickel. I was 27, trying to eat, and I was already less than human. The boss, Mr. Lee, Chinese, was fair, but he'd say, "Ignore 'em, Wei, they're trouble." Trouble. I was the trouble, just for being me. The streets were worse. East Oakland was gangland. Black gangs like the Bloods, Latino crews, no place for a skinny Chinese guy with bad English. I'd walk home at night, past liquor stores and boarded up shops, and black kids would yell, "Ching chong," or throw cans. In '86, I was 29, carrying groceries, when a black teen, 16 maybe, shoved me, said, "Get out of my hood, chink." I kept walking, head down, but he kicked my leg, left a bruise. Didn't tell Liang, he'd worry. That's lesson 1. You're a stranger, you take it, or you don't make it. Home was Liang's back room, a cot, a hot plate, a picture of Mama and May. I'd cook rice, pray to my ancestors, ask for strength, but the weight was heavy. Liang was good, shared his dumplings, but he got it too. Black customers hassling his laundry, calling him slants. We'd sit, drink tea, talk about Guangzhou, but America was no dream. I'd call Mama, hear her cough, saying, "Wei, be safe." Safe? I was saving every cent to bring May over, but safety wasn't on the menu. Work was a grind. In '87, I moved to a restaurant, washing dishes, $5 an hour. The owner, Mr. Wong, Chinese, pushed me hard. 12-hour shifts, hands raw from soap. Customers, mostly black and Latino, didn't see me, but when they did, it was to sneer. One black guy, 40s, regular, said, "Hurry up, chink, I ain't got all day," when I cleared his plate. I'd nod, keep washing, but it cut deep. White delivery guys had short our supplies, say, "You don't need that, Chinaman." I was 30, working to live, and my face was the problem. Mr. Wong said, "Keep quiet, Wei, or you're out." So I did, but the shame stuck. The night it happened was '88. I was 31, closing the restaurant, walking home on 14th Avenue, dark, quiet, when 4 black teens, 17, maybe 18, jumped me. "Chink, you don't belong," one yelled, fist hitting my jaw, blood in my mouth. I tried to run, but they tripped me. Boot slamming my leg, cracking bone, another kick in my ribs. One had a pipe, smashed my knee, pain like fire. I screamed, begged, but they laughed, called me slants, left me bleeding on the pavement, leg twisted, wallet gone. A Latino neighbor, Mrs. Garcia, found me, called 911. Hospital said my knee was shattered, needed surgery, $10,000 I didn't have. Cops came, white, didn't care, said, wrong place, wrong time, no arrests. I was 31, crippled, and the world didn't blink. That's my start, kid, the 80s, when I came to America and learned what hate feels like. I'm 68 now, still limping, still here, telling you this because it's my truth. Every hit, every scar, every day I kept going. You're back? Wanting more of my story? All right, I'll keep going, but it's a rough road and I ain't sugarcoating it. I'm Wei Chen, 68 years old, sitting in my little store, Chen's Market in Oakland, California, May 2025. My legs still limp from a beating that broke me half a lifetime ago. My heart scarred but beaten. I told you about coming to America in '85. A 27-year-old kid from Guangzhou, landing in East Oakland with a dream, only to get slapped with racism. Folks calling me chink, shoving me for being Chinese. In '88, 4 black teens jumped me, smashed my knee with a pipe, left me hobbled, bleeding just because I was different. The '90s, that's when I had to rebuild, dragging a busted leg through a world that didn't want me, clawing towards something better. This is my truth, raw as the pain I carried, so listen up. After the beating in '88, I was 31, laid up in a hospital bed, leg in a cast, ribs bruised, $10,000 in bills I couldn't pay. My cousin Liang covered half, took me back to his laundry's back room, but I was a wreck. Knee shattered, walking with a cane, pain shooting every step. Doc said I'd limp forever, maybe worse, no more heavy work. Heavy work? That's all I had. Dishwashing, stocking, the only jobs a Chinese guy with broken English could get in East Oakland. I'd lie on my cot, staring at Mama's picture, her voice in my head. Wei, be strong. Strong? I was broken, jobless, and the world kept kicking. I went back to work in '89, against Doc's orders, at a new restaurant, chopping vegetables, $5.50 an hour. My legs screamed, canes slipping on wet floors, but I needed cash. Liang's rent wasn't free, and I was saving to bring my sister May over. The boss, Mr. Hu, Chinese, was hard, said, Wei, don't slow us down. Slow? I was 32, chopping faster than kids half my age, limping through 14-hour shifts. Customers didn't see me, but when they did, it was to sneer. Black regulars would say, hurry up, cripple chink, laughing like my pain was a show. White delivery guys would short our rice, say, you slants don't need that. I'd nod, keep chopping, but it cut deeper than the knife in my hand. One Latino guy, 30s, regular, threw a plate at me in '90, said, you're too slow, gimp. It missed, but missed her. Who docked my pay, said, don't make trouble. Trouble. I was 33, barely walking, and my limp was the crime. The streets were a minefield. East Oakland was still gangland. Bloods, Crips, Latino crews, nobody caring about a hobbled Chinese guy. I'd limp home, cane tapping, and black kids would mock, yo, chink's got a stick. In '91, I was 34, buying noodles, when a black teen, 15 maybe, snatched my cane, laughed, dance, gimp. I fell, knee blazing, groceries spilling. He ran, crowd staring, nobody helped. I crawled up, limped home, didn't tell Liang, shame burned too hot. White folks weren't better. Crossed the street, whispered, Chinaman's gonna fall. In '92, a white guy, 40s, drunk, bumped me, said, move, chink, you're blocking the way. I was 35, leaning on my cane, and he saw a nuisance. Didn't fight. Thought of May, thought of Mama. Home was Liang's back room, a hot plate, a radio, May's letters from Guangzhou saying, Wei, I'm waiting. I'd send $50 a month, pray she'd come soon, but the hospital debt was a chain. $8,000 left, eating my pay. Liang was my rock, sharing his kanji, but he got it too. Black gangs hassling his laundry, calling him slants. We'd sit, talk about home, but Oakland was a cage. In '93, Mama got sick, lungs bad, and I couldn't go back. Visa mess, no money. She died in '94-'60 and I wasn't there. Liang held me when I cried, said, "Wei, you're her pride." Pride? I was 37, hobbled, broke, and felt like I failed her. Work got harder. In '95, I moved to a grocery, stocking shelves $6 an hour. My leg was worse, swelling bad, cane bending under 180 pounds. The boss, Mr. Patel, Indian, was okay but pushed. Said, "Wei, don't let that leg stop you." Stop me? I was 38, stacking cans till my knee gave, ignoring the fire in my bones. Black customers would say, "Faster, chink." White ones would whisper, "He's gonna break the shelves." One white lady, 50s in '96, said, "You shouldn't be working, you're a hazard." Hazard. I was 39, paying off debt, saving for May, and my limp was the problem. A black coworker, 20s, hid my cane in '97, laughed when I searched, limping. Mr. Patel saw, said, "Sort it out, Wei." Sort it. I kept stocking for May, for Mama's memory. The worst was '98. I was 41, still at the grocery when I got jumped again. 2 black teens, maybe 16, outside the store. "Chink, you still here?" one said, shoving me, the other kicking my cane away. I fell, knee screaming, and they punched my ribs, blood in my mouth, laughing, "Stay down, gimp." A black neighbor, Mr. Jones, chased him off, helped me up. Cops didn't care. White officer said, "You're in the wrong hood." Wrong hood. I was 41, living where I worked, and my face, my limp, were the crime. Hospital cost $2,000, knee worse. But I went back to work, cane heavier, debt deeper. I kept pushing. In '99, I brought May over, 35, got her a job sewing. We shared a one-room apartment, cooked rice, prayed together. She'd say, "Wei, you're strong." But I felt weak, limping through life. The racism, the pain, the shame, it didn't stop. But May's smile, Mama's voice, kept me going. I started saving for a store, a dream to be my own boss, to stand tall, hobbled or not. That's my '90s kid when I was a broken man trying to build something, dragging a busted leg through a world that hated me. I'm 68 now, still limping, still here, telling you this because it's my truth. Every hit, every step, every day I didn't quit. You're back for more, huh? Take some grit to keep listening to this kind of pain. I'm Wei Chen, 68 years old, sitting in Chen's Market, my little store in Oakland, California, May 2025. My legs still dragging from a beating that broke me decades ago. My heart scarred but still kicking. I told you about landing in America in '85, a 27-year-old from Guangzhou, thinking I'd build a life, only to get hit with racism. Folks calling me chink, shoving me for my face. In '88, 4 black teens smashed my knee, left me hobbled, cause I was just a Chinese guy in their hood. The '90s were a grind, limping through dishwashing and stocking jobs, taking more hate, bringing my sister May over, saving for a dream. The 2000s and 2010s, that's when I built this store, fought to stand tall, and started seeing I was more than my scars. This is my story, raw as the blood I spilled, so hold on tight. By 2000, I was 43, still in East Oakland, still stocking shelves at Mr. Patel's grocery, making $7 an hour, my knee a mess, swollen, stiff, cane bending under 190 pounds. Every step was fire, but I worked 12-hour shifts, cause May, now 36, was sewing in a sweatshop, and we were saving for a store. We lived in a one-room apartment on Foothill Boulevard. Damp, roaches crawling, but it was ours. I'd paid off the hospital debt from '88, but new bills piled up. Knee braces, pain pills, May's asthma meds. Mr. Patel was decent, but customers weren't. Black folks would say, "Faster, gimp." White ones would whisper, "He's gonna fall." In '01, a white guy, 50s, customer said, "You're taking jobs from Americans, chink." Jobs? I was 44, limping through nights, and my accent was the crime. A black coworker, 20s, hid my cane again in '02, Laughed when I hobbled. I found it, kept stalking, didn't tell Patel. Snitching got you fired. The streets were a gauntlet. East Oakland was still a war zone. Gangs, drugs, cops who didn't care. I'd limp home, cane tapping, and black teens'd mock, "Yo, Chink's got a limp." In 03, I was 46, buying rice, when a black kid, 15 maybe, threw a bottle, missed my head, glass shattering. "Go back to China," he yelled, running off. I stood there, heart pounding, didn't chase. My leg wouldn't let me. White folks weren't better. Crossed the street, muttered, "Slant." In 04, a white lady, 60s, in a store said, "You're too slow, cripple," when I leaned on my cane. I was 47, just trying to buy food, and my limp was the problem. Didn't fight. Thought of May, thought of the store. Home was my refuge, but it was fragile. May was my rock, cooking congee, praying with me to our ancestors. She'd say, "Way, we'll make it." But her cough was getting worse. Asthma flaring in Oakland's smog. We'd saved $15,000, blood and sweat for a store, but it wasn't enough. In 05, I was 48, took a second job, cleaning offices at night, $6 an hour, my knee burning like hell. The boss, Mr. Davis, white, 50s, said, "Don't break the chairs, Chen." Break 'em? I was 48, mopping till my leg gave, and my size was the joke. Black janitors laugh, call me hop-along chink. White ones say, "You're too slow." I kept cleaning, for May, for the dream. The store came in 07. I was 50, May 43, and we bought a tiny shop on International Boulevard. Chen's Market, a hole in the wall with shelves for rice, noodles, sodas. Took every cent, $20,000, plus a loan we'd pay till we died. I was proud, limping behind the counter, May stocking shelves, but the world didn't cheer. Black customers would say, "Your price is too high, chink," even when I undercut chains. White ones that avoid us say, "I don't trust Chinese stores." In 08, a black teen, 16 maybe, smashed a soda bottle, said, "Fuck your shop, slant." I cleaned it up, didn't call cops, knew they'd do nothing. Cops, white, patrolled, stopped me, said, "You got permits, Chen?" Permits. I was 51, running a legal store, and my face was the issue. The worst was 09. I was 52, at the store, when 3 black guys, 20s, hooded, robbed us. "Give me the cash, chink!" One yelled, gun to my head. Another kicking my bad leg, pain exploding. May screamed. They took $300, smashed a shelf, ran. My knee swelled worse, ribs bruised, but cops said, "No witnesses, no case." No case. I was 52, losing money, limping worse, and we were the crime. May cried, said, "Wei, let's go home." Home? Guangzhou was gone. Mama dead, no family left. I held her, said, "This is home, May." We kept the store open, worked through pain, 'cause quitting wasn't us. I started seeing it then. I wasn't just my limp, my scars. May's faith, our store, the customers who smiled, old black ladies buying rice, Latino kids grabbing candy. They saw me, not the chink. In 10, I was 53, still hobbled, but I stood taller, cane or not. The racism didn't stop. Every slur, every stare, every cop who saw a foreigner, but I kept going. For May, for Mama, for the store. That's my 2000s, kid. When I was a broken man building something, limping through hate to make a place I could call mine. I'm 68 now, still dragging this leg, still here, telling you this 'cause it's my truth. Every hit, every step, every day I stood up again. You're still here, wanting the end of my road? Takes heart to stick with this kind of hurt, kid. I'm Wei Chen, 68 years old, sitting behind the counter of Chen's Market, my little store in Oakland, California, May 2025. My legs still dragging from a beating that broke me decades ago. My soul scarred, but stronger than ever. I told you about coming to America in 85. A 27-year-old from Guangzhou, hoping for a better life, only to face racism. Folks calling me chink, shoving me for my face. In 88, 4 black teens smashed my knee, left me hobbled just 'cause I was Chinese. The 90s were a grind, limping through jobs, taking more hate, bringing my sister May over. The 2000s saw me build this store, Chen's Market, despite robberies and slurs, holding on to May's faith. The 2010s and 2020s, that's when I faced the worst storms but learned I was more than my pain, more than my limp. This is my last chapter, raw as the blood and tears I've shed, so listen close. By 2015, I was 58, still running Chen's Market on International Boulevard, a small shop with rice, noodles, and dreams we barely kept alive. May was 51, helping at the counter. Her asthma worse, coughing through shifts. We'd paid off half the loan, but bills piled. My knee meds, May's inhalers, rent creeping up. I was 500 pounds, cane bending, knee swollen like a melon. But I stood 10 hours a day, stocking, smiling for customers who didn't always smile back. Black regulars say, "Too expensive, chink," even when I matched Walmart. White ones that walk past mutter, "I don't buy from Chinese." In 16, a white guy, 40s, customer said, "Your kind's ruining Oakland," tossing a can at my counter. I was 59, keeping this store alive, and my face was the crime. I cleaned it up, didn't call cops, knew they'd side with him. The streets were a battlefield. East Oakland was rougher, gangs tighter, drugs everywhere, gentrifiers moving in but hating us locals. I'd limp home, cane tapping, and black teens would yell, "Gim Chink's still here!" In 17, I was 60, buying medicine, when a black kid, 14 maybe, knocked my cane, said, "Fall slant." I caught myself, knee screaming, didn't chase, couldn't. White folks weren't kinder. Crossed the street, whispered, "He's gonna collapse." In 18, a white lady, 50s, new neighbor, said, "Your store's an eyesore, Chinaman." Eyesore. I was 61, paying taxes, and my limp, my shop, were the problem. Didn't fight. Thought of May, thought of Mama's prayers. Work was my fight, but it was brutal. May and I worked doubles, me stocking, her at the register, both of us hurting. In 19, a black customer, 30s, drunk, threw a bottle, missed May, said, "Fuck your chink shop." Glass shattered, May shook. I cleaned it, didn't call cops, knew they'd do nothing. Cops, white, stopped by, said, "Permits, Chen," like we were crooks. In 20, I was 63, hired a kid, Javier, Latino, 18, to help. But white customers would skip him, say, "I want an American." American. I was 63, 40 years in Oakland, and we were foreigners. Javier quit, tired of the slurs, leaving us short-handed. My knee was worse, bone grinding, doc saying surgery again, $15,000 I didn't have. Family was my strength, but it was breaking. May's asthma got bad. She'd cough till she couldn't breathe. In 21, she was 57, got pneumonia, spent a month in the hospital, $25,000 in bills. I worked triples, leg burning to pay it, selling my old bike, Mama's jade ring. May came home, weak but alive, saying, "Wei, you're my hero." Hero? I was 64, falling apart, but her smile kept me going. We had no kids, too broke, too tired, but May was my world. In 22, she got better, worked half shifts, but her cough never left. I'd pray to our ancestors, ask for her health, for strength, but the weight was crushing. The worst was 23. I was 66 at the store when two black guys, 20s masked, robbed us again. "Cash, chink!" one yelled, pistol whipping my head, blood dripping, the other kicking my leg, pain exploding. They took $500, smashed the register, ran. May screamed, I held her, leg useless, head pounding. Cops came, white, said no leads, didn't even write it down. Hospital stitched my head, $3,000, knee worse than ever. May cried, said, "Wei, let's sell." Sell? This store was our blood, Mama's dream. I said, "No, May, this is us." We rebuilt, worked through pain, cause quitting wasn't our way. Asterisk, asterisk, culmination, asterisk, asterisk. I found my strength then, not in my leg, but in me. In 24, I was 67, still limping, but I stood tall. Customers, black, Latino, some white, started coming regular, calling me Mr. Chen, not Chink. Mrs. Garcia, my old neighbor, brought tamales, said, "Way, your family." Family. I was 67, hobbled, but her warmth, May's faith, showed me I was enough. The racism didn't stop. White cops still hassled, black kids still mocked, customers still sneered. But I didn't bend no more. I hired a new kid, Tron, Vietnamese, 20, taught him the store, said, "You're more than their words." May's better now, working light, smiling. Chen's Market's still here, small, ours, a piece of Oakland we carved out. I'm 68, still fat, still limping, knees screaming, but I'm Wei Chun, not the gimp chink. The beating, the slurs, the pain, they tried to break me, but I built this store, kept May alive, kept Mama's dream. Every hit, every scar, every day I stood, it made me iron. Share it, carry it, let it shine through the hate. 'Cause I'm still here, a Chinese man who walked again. My truth raw as the life I fought for, but triumphant in my own quiet way.